It's a sack full of severed legs. Ugh. That's weird. This whole idol is under one of Crimp Digit's unbreakable glass bottles. Nah. I don't want to dig my hook into that. I don't know where it's been. I wonder who put this idol under glass, and why? Bet that's the sacrificial altar of the jungle beast that Hemlock was rambling about. Alas, poor Hemlock. I knew it, this limb, a leg of infinite toe jam, of most excellent thigh cheese. It hath borne its owner's creaking frame 1,000 times, and now how clammy and gross within my grasp it wriggles. Oh well, soup's on. Uh-oh. Ooh, that altar reeks. Smells worse than the sofa bed after Elaine's mom has dropped by for a visit.
'18, 19, 20, and X marks the... Grr. When I get me hands on that plaid-coated scallywag, I'm gonna rip off his waving arms and beat him to a briny pulp with them. What are you looking at?
The secret to eternal life.
Le spectre de Grand César!
Doesn't look like Elaine's in any immediate danger. Hopefully she won't commit any unforgivable atrocities before I finish enlarging my pox-curing sponge. The tide must be high. I can almost reach down and touch the well water. I better not. The well water could get the insides all rusty. A wet severed leg. Guess that's one item off my Christmas list. Jungle fireflies, nature's little spotlights. The fireflies are attracted to the sugar water on the leg. Fascinating. And just a little nauseating. I don't know about mythical jungle beasts, but I always prefer my ritual sacrifices to be slathered in sugar water. I don't know about mythical jungle beasts, but I always prefer my ritual sacrifices to be slathered in sugar water.
At last, I've lost that she-devil.
Ouch, that's gotta hurt. Serves him right, though. Still, I'd better finish feeding the sponge before Elaine hurts someone I actually care about. Now that I know a little bit more about the Vacalians, it appears that we're nearing the end of the Year of the Fish, and approaching the dawn of the Year of the Slightly Bigger Fish. Looks like the old Vacalian wind control device has been set to suck again. But what's that tubing around its fingers all about? Looks like someone's been messing with the Vacalian wind control device. And by someone, I mean the Marquis de Singe. And by the Marquis de Singe, I mean the incredible pain in my fundament. I wonder who put this idol under glass. And why? The mighty pirate hunter tracks his prey via his distinctive firefly-attracting spoor. That's the legendary jungle beast of Flotsam Island? That poor little flesh-eating stink bomb looks like he's in a world of pain. Oh, look at that. The poor hideous flesh-eating plant has a smelly, rotting lion's paw caught in its teeth. Thorns. Hold still, little buddy. I'll get that nasty old hunk of meat out for... Yikes! Come on, plant. Fork over that paw. I'll never get my hands on that super stinky paw while that mouth is snapping at me. Here, boy. Ooh, that looks uncomfortable. But at least he's not snapping at me anymore. Don't worry, you freakish little abomination. Dr. Guybrush will make it all better. Gotcha! Phew! That is by far the foulest thing I've ever smelled in all my years of pirating. And that's coming from a guy who's just spent a few days inside a giant manatee. I wonder what keeps this thing lit. That lion's paw stinks worse than my mother-in-law's neck folds. Whoa! Uh-oh. Looks like these finicky moths won't eat a jacket that's encrusted with bacon grease, fish water, and manatee guts. Lucky me. That doesn't need to be illuminated. I think that rug is more of a symbol than an actual voodoo artifact. Besides, it's been torn apart by moths. Even when it's burned to the ground, the voodoo lady's shack is still creepy. What a shame. That rug really tied the shack together. Well, blow me down, Glassworks. Oh, now I get it. Hello there, uninformed man on the street.
What do you want?
Why did someone order all those tubes?
I told you not to ask me that! I told you to get it!
See ya. Ow. What the... What happened to Morgan's body? Refreshing. La Sponja Grande is only good for soaking up voodoo. Like the pox. I'm not going back in there. It's gross. The Vacalian wind control device? What is that creep doing with it now? That doesn't look good. It looks like DeSinge is using my hand to make something called the Jus de Vie. That doesn't need to be illuminated. That doesn't need to be illuminated.
Hugo! Oh, it's you.
Can I go back in? I think I left several useful items in there.
Court is adjourned until the new defendants prepare their cases.
How's the pox of LeChuck treating you?
Oh, it's not so bad. I mean, there is the incessant drive to commit acts of monstrous evil, of course. It's a bit of a drag on the social life. But my pillaging swing has never been better. So, I guess you could say it's a bit of a wash. Tell you one thing I didn't expect. The slaw cravings. I mean, honestly, mate, what's that all about?
Sit tight, buddy. Once I save a lane, you're next.
Don't worry about me.
You! Again!
Hello, Threepwood.
Your hut is nothing more than a smoldering pile of rubble.
Yes, a destruction of my own doing.
But you had so much neat stuff. The chest of foreshadowing, your creepy rug, all those skulls, and that mysterious machine in the corner that didn't do anything.
The objects of utmost importance were taken care of, stored away in a safe place.
Where?
You have the knowledge of its whereabouts with you right now. You must know how, not where, to look.
Couldn't you just tell me directly?
I would, but the walls have ears.
Eyes. They have eyes. Stan's Courtroom Souvenir Emporium? What happened to the Keelhauler Gazette offices?
The Keelhauler? That's old news, Threepwood. Get it? Old news? The whole Keelhauler operation was bought out and shut down by those bigwigs at the Flotsam Times weeks ago.
Oh, I bet Davy Nipperkin didn't like that.
Are you kidding? Old Nipperkin made out like a bandit. I heard he's getting ready to retire on his share of the sale.
All right, little fellas, check out these high-def duds. Well, that's just great. The lamp's dead. At least Stan's sign is keeping the moths from returning to the jungle. Stan!
Guybrush, old pal.
I don't suppose you'd be willing to sell me your eye-bending jacket.
Give up my jacket? That'd be like Samson getting a buzz cut, or King Arthur losing Excalibur, or Bluebeard dyeing himself blonde.
Huh?
Without my jacket, my salesman mojo would wither away faster than a hothouse orchid in a pizza oven.
So that's a maybe? Can I take another look at your voodoo lady and LeChuck Gewgaws?
Can't keep your eyes off him, huh?
How are the pins coming?
How's this? Trial of the Century 2. LeChuck's Revenge.
It's been done. What's that one?
That's our Cursed Cutlass of Cthulhu LeChuck doll. Press the button for its special transforming glow.
What's happening?
It's a little bright.
Yeah, we're still working out a few kinks. Hey now, what's this? A fuzzy flying fan club? Ah! Hey, knock it off, you nutty nibblers! That hurts! Sweet, fancy, Moses! Ow! Ouch! Well, that was one heck of an experience, eh, Threepwood? It's a good thing old Stan always keeps a few spare jackets in the back office, or I'd be defending my clients in the Altogether. Say, that's not a bad idea. Stan S. Stanman, naked attorney at law. You've got nothing to hide, and neither does he. No time to chat, Threepwood. I've got business cards to print.
Sweet. You know, when I dreamed of becoming a mighty pirate, I never imagined that one day I'd be tying eye-popping napkins around the non-existent necks of mystical sponges. It's all dressed up and ready to eat. I better fold this up before I put it in my pocket. Come on, little sponge. Eat the nice, smelly antipasta. That's a good sponge. I better fold this up before I put it in my pocket. I have no desire whatsoever to see Stan's living arrangements. Hey, you! Again!
Hello, Threepwood.
About this feast for the senses?
What would you like to know?
I'm still drawing a blank about the powerful taste.
I sense it somewhere in Club 41.
Alright, enough about the feast for now. Try not to get executed before I cure Elaine.
As you wish.
Hemlock ought to be hauled into art court for this. Hey, WP. Morgan Le Fay's been murdered by the Marquis de Singe.
Oh my, that is troubling. She was well on her way to becoming one of me best customers.
Aren't you gonna do something?
Oh, I'm sorry, lad, but I preside over a pirate court, meting out justice exclusively for pirate-on-pirate crimes. This sounds like a case of mad scientist on privateer violence. Totally out of my jurisdiction, you see. I think there may be a court in the lower mandibles that handles such affairs, along with ninja and clown crimes, but they only convene every second Thursday.
Looks like Ladies' Night has finally come to an end.
I'm thinking about cancelling it in favor of something a wee bit safer, like Ultimate Mumbly Pig Night or Amateur Tattoo Night.
Barkeep, I'd like to order a drink.
What'll it be?
How about some more of those volcano shots?
Sorry, one per customer.
Barkeep, I'd like to order a drink.
What'll it be?
How about another one of those Fat Island fuzzy nostrils?
Here you go.
Hey, WP. Barkeep, I'd like to order a drink.
What'll it be?
One grog. Neat.
Coming right up.
Bracing. Hemlock ought to be hauled into art court for this.
4!
Yipes!
Would you mind steering clear of the dartboard? Now that I've found me darts, I need to practice before tomorrow night's tournament.
Guess they decided to put the rug inside after it was cleaned. Guess they decided to put the rug inside after it was cleaned. Hey, Krebs.
What do you want?
You're not still upset about the whole hideously scarring your leg in a bid to seek unholy vengeance against the wrong target thing, are you? Hey, Krebs. Now that your case has been dismissed, care to join me in a little post-trial amicus curiae?
Was that a pickup line?
I don't know. My Latin's a little rusty. Bye. Hey, Krebs.
What do you want?
Hey, Krebs. Now that your case has been dismissed, care to join me in a little post-trial amicus curiae?
Was that a pickup line?
I don't know. My Latin's a little rusty. Bye. La Esponja Grande won't work on anyone until it's been fed its feast for the senses. I wonder what happened to Murray. Looks like Elaine and Morgan have made a dog's breakfast of your buffet.
What? That mess? Oh, pshaw, my boy. That's just the typical aftermath of our weekly ladies' night buffet table. Our lady pirates may be easy on the eyes, but heaven help you if you get between them and our bottomless salad bowl.
Yikes. La Esponja Grande is only good for soaking up voodoo, like the pox. Now that I've spent some time inside these docile Don Juans of the deep, I feel kind of queasy about seeing their heads mounted on a wall. Are you pirate enough to take the Fugu Jalokia challenge? Ah, this must be the screaming narwhal that my ship is named after. Creepy. La Sponja Grande is only good for soaking up voodoo, like the pox. Fugu Jolokia. Seems pretty harmless. Fugu Jolokia. Seems pretty harmless. That might be a good way to pick up a pepper, but its case is closed. Hey, WP. Tell me about this Fugu Jolokia challenge.
Ah, a connoisseur of peculiar culinary delights, are we?
Yes?
Then you surely have heard of the Fugu Jolokia, the hottest pepper in this world or the next.
Oh, that Fugu Jolokia.
I acquired that specimen of the Fugu pepper many years ago from a three-legged bandit named Ort, winning it from him when I was able to place me tongue on the pepper for 10 entire seconds.
How eccentric.
Since that tongue-destroying day, I vowed to pass on the pepper to the first pirate who can successfully put his tongue on the Fugu Jolokia for 11 seconds.
Hey, WP. I'd like to take the Fugu Jolokia challenge.
I thought you looked like a man of gastronomic adventure. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a challenger!
Whoopee!
Whenever you're ready, lad.
Hey, WP. Barkeep, I'd like to order a drink.
What'll it be?
On second thought, I'm not as thirsty as I thought.
Dar. Four!
Yipes! No. Ah, now that's using your mighty pirate brain, Threepwood. Ouch. Good old C12H22011, just like Mama Threepwood used to make. Ouch! Stan.
Guybrush, old pal.
You, again!
Hello, Threepwood.
LeChuck!
Guybrush!
Sit tight, buddy. Once I save a lane, you're next.
Don't worry about me.
Ow! What? My thumb!
Captain Threepwood, what can I do you for? What's that? You want to take the Fugu Jalokia challenge? Why didn't you say so? Have at it, Captain. Well, bust my balustrades. Well done, Captain Threepwood. You've conquered the Fugu Jalokia and have won the right to keep it as your own.
A clean living and a healthy Probably got permanent colossal damage, but it was totally worth it to get my hook on that pepper. Good thing the sponge doesn't have a tongue, or I'd be dunking it in the ocean right about now. Ouch! Hey, you! Again!
Hello, Threepwood.
About this feast for the senses?
What would you like to know?
This Sixth Sense business is all pretty abstract.
You must find something that will allow the sponge to sense the future. As I said, you already possess the key to finding it.
It says here that Course 4, the main course, is the Sixth Sense. That doesn't even make sense.
Ah, but it does. For where the other 5 senses are limited to the finite experiences of the present, the Sixth Sense satiates the appetite for the infinite possibilities of the future.
The future? How do I feed something the future?
You already hold the answer to that question.
All right, enough about the feast for now. Try not to get executed before I cure Elaine.
As you wish.
hope Miss Pretty Whiskers likes all the iron I've added to her diet. Hi there, Double Peg. Guess what? I found the jungle beast. Turns out it's a meat-eating plant. Can you believe it?
Sure. Who ever heard of a vegetarian plant?
What exactly are you doing?
Trying to figure out why poor Miss Pretty Whiskers won't move for me.
She's probably just not getting enough iron in her diet. Have you seen my wife?
I tore through here like a cat out of hell, off into the jungle.
See ya. I wonder who put this idol under glass, and why? La Sponja Grande is only good for soaking up voodoo, like the pox. Something that tasty should be fed to something or someone that really appreciates it. La Sponja Grande is only good for soaking up voodoo, like the pox. Something that tasty should be fed to something or someone that really appreciates it. That doesn't need to be illuminated. That's weird. The trail didn't go anywhere. La Esponja Grande is only good for soaking up voodoo, like the pox. Looks like someone's been messing with the Vacalian wind control device. And by someone, I mean the Marquis de Singe. And by the Marquis de Singe, I mean the incredible pain in my fundament. Ow! Ah! I'm blind! Phew.